Hello everyone, I'm Jin, the TCM practitioner and instructor in Victoria, BC, Canada. Here is my online class for ENT and eye problems for TCM practitioner and acupuncturist. The book we use I put below here. I hope I can help the students to study and review for the class. Let's start. So we're still in the superficial of the eyes. And now it's some axillary tissue growing cover the conjunctiva area. So like if you see this picture here, that's the abdominal area. Yeah, that's the abdominal area. Yeah, something here also. So it usually starts from intercancerous, yeah, or maybe outer cancerous. That part conjunctiva area and gradually getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So even invading some cornea area. So that's for these illness. So some tissues, abnormal growth, yeah, on the superficial of the eyes. So that happens. So for Western medicine part, they still not totally sure. They are not totally sure. Yeah, maybe some pollution or maybe some physical reason or maybe some chemical reasons can cause. So for TCM, we're still thinking about maybe internal reason with external reason, combination reason in there. External reason certainly in the heat, yeah, in the heat. But we still have other patterns. Let's see clinical symptoms first. Clinical symptoms. People, like from the beginning, they may not notice it, yeah, because they grow in slow, yeah, And later on, it getting bigger and bigger. Then people feel something inside the eyes, and maybe some itchiness in there, and some dryness in there. And if we check in, or maybe people looking for the marrow, and then they find some tissue thickness and growing in the conjunctiva area. So we say usually in the inner side of the intercancers, but still possible from outer cancer, just from the cancer's part. And then go to direction to the cornea. Basically, if they are not like a covered cornea, these illness still not cause the vision problems. But if it's too bigger and cover some cornea area, certainly that affected of the patient's vision. These illness not as popular like we talking about conjunctivitis. Yeah, conjunctivitis is more popular than this, but truly sometimes happens. So the first part we're talking about heart failure flashing up. Because the country area, yeah, both sides, that belong to heart. That's the pupil here. That's the eyes, that's pupil. Intercontrals and the outer contrals even both belong to heart. So if heart have some issue, have heat rushing up, that will cause the problem start from there and go to center of the pupils and the cornea area. So local symptoms, dryness and uncomfortable feeling, feel something inside the eyes. And when we check it, that's kind of a triangle shape in there. Yeah, kind of a triangle shape in there. Go to the, and they could go to bigger. Yeah, go to the cornea area. So that's truly people can see it. Yeah. From beginning, maybe not feel it, but gradually feel some uncomfortable feeling there, and then people can see it. So that's local symptoms. Yeah, local symptoms. Then we talk about the pattern symptoms. The pattern here we're talking about heart failure. Heart failure belongs to internal excessive heat. Yeah, internal excessive heat. So thirsty. Yeah, heat inside make people thirsty. Excessive heat, people try to drink some cold water. And the scanty and dark urine, because heat damage body fluid, yeah, not too much urine. And the rapid pulse is heat pulse. Right tip of the tongue, yeah, right tip part is upper jaw. Tip part is upper jaw. So that heart is here, especially heart is there. So heart heat, especially right in the tip part of the tongue. And the yellow coating. So that's we say possible. Yeah, they didn't put the other symptoms relationship with heart here. So still possible insomnia, palpitation, yeah, and feel some pressure on the chest area. So that's possible. So our treatment principle, clear heat from the heart, and usually we're talking about some heart with some fear in there, will cause some heat in the blood. So that's why they talk about remove heat from the blood and benefit the eyes. Then the points, local points. So like in your final, you can list some points there. Then you say that's used for local points. And the distal points, you list some points there. Then you say that's distal points. Yeah, distal points. The other points, that's the pattern point. Yeah, that's the pattern point. So local points now we can go to bladder 1 and the stomach 1. That's more close to the eyes. So these illness still like in covered conjunctival area, but it is not contaminated kind of illness. It's not truly transferred from one person to another person. So that's why we can go to both local. And the distal points basically the same. Pattern points, yeah, pattern points. We clear heat from the heart. So we have two ways clear heat from the heart. One way we can directly go to the heart. Yeah. Some water points on the heart, we can directly go to there. And thirdly, we can go to Zangfu relationship points, small intestine, clear heart with there. And we also can clear heart from the pericardium channel. That's the fair point on the pericardium. And then we still can use LI11, clear internal heat. So we have different way to clear heat from the heart. So that's excessive kind of heat in the heart. So when we're talking about the treatment here, we still say we try to treat as early as possible and can get a better result. If it's too bigger, like the picture like this, basically still need surgery. Yeah, still need surgery. So we try to treat like as early when we just start, like half of them, yeah, like half of them, then we treat can get a better result. But if they go to pretty close to cover like a pupil area already, that's pretty hard to treat. It's pretty hard to treat. So maybe this kind of condition need to go to surgery. So that's the first pattern. Yeah, first pattern. We're talking about heart failure. Yeah. Second pattern, we're talking about wind heat. Wind heat. So we say orifice problems. Yeah, orifice problems. It's a combination external and internal. Just sometimes it's more external reason, sometimes more internal reason. For this illness, it's more internal heart failure in there. That's why we put the number one pattern in there. But it's still possible coming from wind heat. So this pattern locally, this pattern locally, dry eyes and the itchiness of the eyes, but compare with the internal pattern, they getting worse or worsening pretty quickly. So that's basically EPI with heat pattern. It's not that like commonly, but if they happens, they go up pretty quickly. And other symptoms, could be dry mouth, could be aversion to wind and fever, and also possible have some cough, floating, rapid pulse. So that's we say external pattern, yeah, external heat pattern. So right now usually happens like after 2 or 3 days when people got wind heat. And after 2 or 3 days could be have something and a yellow coating. And especially when people got cough, that means heat go to some part internally already. So our treatment principles, we say ventilating the lung, or maybe we can say disperse wind, clear heat, and open the lung channel, and benefit the eyes. So the points for this, we still say local points, yeah, local points first line, and the distal points third line here, and then the pattern points. We're talking about this pattern is wind heat pattern. So goblet 20 is wind points, yeah. And with lung 7 together, relieve passenger wind heat, and 214 still can relieve passenger with the external heat or maybe internal heat. Lung 5 is the water points of the lung. It's good for clear heat from the lung and the lung channels. So that's for this pattern and the treatment in there. Then we go to another pattern. Yeah. We say in deficiency and heat rushing up, hyperactivity of gut. So these one clinically usually belong to young rising. Patient have long-term indifference, then some heat rushing up. So locally, we still can see something growing over the conjunctiva area and to the centers from side cancers or middle cancers. That's local symptoms. Yeah. Still possible some uncomfortable feeling in there, some dryness feeling in there. And the pattern symptoms. Yeah, pattern symptoms. With a deficiency in deficiency heat in there, patients still thirsty, but don't like to drink too much, or maybe room temperature kind of warm water, or drink a little bit each time. Flat high means not sharper. So we're talking about still talking about the eyes here. So usually when we're talking about like an EPI with the heat kind of pattern, they grow in pretty faster. So their height pretty sharper like this, pretty sharper. In deficiency pattern, they grow in pretty slowly. So they go growing like this. So means slightly high. Yeah. That means slightly high. Yeah. And other symptoms they didn't put in here. Possible 5 center heat, night sweating, yeah. And sometimes we talk about the individual kind of situation, maybe more relationship with kidney. In that case, maybe have some lower back and knee weakness and night urinations or some symptoms. Yeah, pretty similar like our internal mind. Yeah. And the pulse, yeah, pulse, deeper pulse means internal problems. Threaded pulse means weaker pulse. Weaker pulse. And the right hand without coating or maybe just a little bit coating there. So that's indifferency kind of tongue. So this pattern certainly we need nursing in, and I like to say clear difference heat, but reducing passenger fat still okay because heat rushing up cause the eye problems. So pretty similar local points. Everyone familiar with acupoint Chuho? Pretty close to stomach one. Yeah, yeah, pretty close to stomach one. So basically here. Yeah. So that's acupoints, good for eyes also. And the distal points, yeah, distal points still in there. Oh, that's the middle side nose. Otherwise, don't know. Yeah. And other points we nursing in, yeah, we nursing in, kidney 6 nursing in with the kidney and the liver is so close relationship. Kidney is the mom for 5 elements. Liver is the son. With kidney indifferency, always cause liver indifferency same time. Liver indifferency, including liver blood part. So we go to 25 liver 8 and we go to some clear some heat from liver 2 and gallbladder 43. So that's for this pattern and the treatment. Then we say any kind of pattern treatment as early as possible. If they grow up pretty bigger, it's like occupied the cornea area or even occupied the pupil area, that maybe go to surgery to cut off. So that